Do 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 do. Vegan prepper. Do 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 do. Vegan prepper. Happy New Year. It is New Year's Day, and we're getting ready to head up north to Pine, Arizona. There's a 100% chance of snow today up there, and so we're really excited to head up and have a little bit of a snow day. Last time we did this, and I can link the video down below, we did bean quesadillas. Bean dias is what we call them because there's no queso. We're vegan. So it's just refried beans and corn tortillas. It's absolutely delicious. Super easy, but still kind of takes a long time to make multiple individual bean dias. And so even though it worked perfectly and it was delicious, I am going to have a different plan today, although I will be bringing everything that I need to make the bean dias. I'll bring those with me as a backup plan, but my hope is that I can adapt our favorite instant pot lentil potato soup to a stovetop application. And so basically just get all of the ingredients into the pot on the stove, boil for 15 minutes, get it into my Wonder Bag. This is just basically an insulated cooker of sorts. It's made by women in South Africa, and it supports women there. This is actually an incredible company. Unfortunately, they're kind of hard to get in the US, but you might be able to find used ones on eBay or whatever. So definitely look into it. As far as what I most recently saw from the company, just like on their Instagram page, we don't like have a relationship, but on their Instagram page, they are working on getting these available in the US again. So who knows, maybe by the time you watch this video, they will be available again. Regardless, I will leave the link for Wonder Bag also down in the description box below. And again, I'm not affiliated with them. We have no relationship per se, except for I love this thing. And so this is basically, like I said, it's an insulated cooker. It's a powerless slow cooker. So once my dish has boiled for about 15 minutes on the stove, I can take the entire pot and stick it inside of this thing, cinch it closed. I'll show you guys the process. And then hopefully it will just finish cooking on our way up the mountain. And that will be wonderful. We'll just arrive and have a big pot of finished, beautiful lentil potato stew to eat. And we'll just be able to enjoy the snow and have a bunch of nice hot soup in it. So I think that this sounds amazing. So basically, we love the recipe so much. I have created mixed jars, so this is going to be even easier for me because everything is basically here. I just need to add 20 ounces of peeled potatoes, and 9.5 cups of water is what I do for the instant pot, but I'm going to do 10 cups of water because we're going to have some evaporation from the boiling. And so I guess maybe it'll turn out a little thinner than normal. I don't know. But again, hopefully it just all works. And if it doesn't work, of course, I have a backup because of course I do. And we will do the bean dias and then just, I don't know, cook the rest when we get home. I don't know. This is going to keeps food super hot from anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. So regardless, it should stay safe for that. Yeah. So anyway, I guess I'm going to go ahead and go get that process started. So I mentioned adding 20 ounces of potatoes to the soup. And so the way that I do this is to obviously tear a container. And then I just weigh the peeled potatoes. I am never concerned about having too much. I'm always concerned with making sure I have enough. At this point, I have it, relatively down to a science. It's usually about 4 to 5 potatoes, depending on their size, is 20 ounces. But now I will just go ahead and get these cut up and add it into the soup. This might seem like a silly tip, but I was always like overwhelmed trying to get it weighed like as I cut it. And then I realized it would be so much easier just to weigh the whole potatoes and then cut them. So anyway, because once they're peeled, they're going in, right? It's not like I'm going to reserve any. But anyway, yeah. So I'm going to get these into the soup on the pot. Okay, everything is in the pot now, except for the tomato paste. Now, this is a trial and error thing that I have learned. It seems like anytime I add tomato paste to something, especially in a very heavy pot, like this is an enamel cast iron, it will burn at the bottom. So basically I always add tomato paste kind of at the end. That's what I'm planning on doing with this as well. I'm going to let this boil for the 15 minutes once it comes to a boil. Oh, but I want to show you too. I'm going to get the lid on here as well. I'll talk about that in a second. But this I will just scoop in kind of at the very end, and I'm not even going to mix it in because the pot will stay hot for a really long time. I don't want it to burn on the bottom after the fact. And I'll just put it all in the Wonder Bag. When we get up north, I will stir everything together and it will make our soup. But I just thought I would mention that. All right, now I'm adding my lid. I have noticed, again, with these very heavy pans, that the lid is also, of course, well, I mean, this is not something you notice, this is like obvious. The lid is also very heavy. It's a very heavy, thick, nice, solid piece of metal. And so basically, if I put this cold onto the very hot pot, this will actually leach heat away from my dish. I've noticed it many times just cooking on the stove. Everything's boiling away and great. As soon as I put the lid on, all of a sudden it's not boiling anymore. It's like, what happened? And then that's, to me, that's my closest theory as to what happens. So this is boiling. It's gonna go, but while it's boiling, I'm just laying the lid on top so that it will heat as well. And I'm not going to be stealing any heat from the dish when I put the lid on to put it into the Wonder Bag. Everything's boiling on the stove, so it's time to get the Wonder Bag itself set up. Just always use a trivet. Don't ask me why. Just always do it. I just at some point, I don't know why I thought the towel was enough. And so I burned my Wonder Bag. But anyway, it still works well. And this is my reminder, always use a trivet. But yeah, just sort of get it ready, open, ready to go, ready for the hot pan to go inside. One of my favorite things about doing dry mixes like this is the space savings over, say, canning a finished soup. If you enjoy canning, by all means, go right ahead and do it for whatever reasons are most important to you. But for me, space is a huge consideration. And so I really appreciate doing kind of dry mixes like this because as a visual, this turns into this with just like a few, like some water. And then I obviously, of course, I did still add potatoes. This is an entire pot of soup. It would have represented probably at least 4 jars this size to make this one meal versus, you know, starting off with this. So anyway, yeah, that's just another reason I love doing things this way. And I don't know. Yeah, it's really great for our family. The pot is in the Instant Pot, or not the Instant Pot, the Wonder Bag. And then, like I said, I just sort of threw the tomato paste on top. And so that's what it looks like as of now. And I'm going to try not to let all the heat out, which I worked so hard to get in there. But then we'll show you what it looks like when we arrive up north. Okay, there it is. All ready to go. So that 100% chance of snow that we had has turned into just rain. So it appears that we've driven up north to sit in the rain and eat soup. Hopefully, if the soup is good. So, we'll see. Oh God, it's cold. All right, I'm on my way to the bathroom. It is very cold and very wet. I still don't know the state of the soup. Hopefully that ended up being okay. But yeah, it's a bit of a walk. It is a toilet seat, but yeah, it's one of those like pit toilets, which are definitely not my favorite, but boy, am I grateful that it's here on a day like this. So anyway, it's a lovely little walk to this bathroom. This is a really nice little campsite. So here we are, and I will go ahead and hopefully bring you back and show you how delicious our soup is. I don't know if I should show you this part. I don't know if this can get the video demonetized. I just want to show you why I always pack my toilet bucket. And I don't mean my bucket that can be a toilet, though I do have one of those as well. I mean my bucket of things to prepare for the state of these bathrooms. So often these bathrooms are truly horrific, unfortunately. So there's nothing like actual human waste mess, I don't believe, but I will still show you the state of the bathroom. And so if this might gross you out, then feel free to skip ahead a bit, okay? Fair warning, probably about 10-15 seconds will do. Okay. And I'm gonna keep track of my time. So, all right. So it's wet and muddy, of course, but just the state. No toilet paper. And then, yes, the seat itself, I have already looked, and it is definitely not kosher, shall we say, at least for this rump. So let me go show you what I bring along with me to make sure that I'm able to use facilities in peace. Here's the bucket. I've got spare teepee, Clorox wipes, cleaning gloves, trash bag in case it's needed, a couple of spare pads, you know, because I'm a woman, and hand sanitizer. So yeah, I bring all that with me every time for cases such as this. Oh my gosh, you guys, he does not want me cleaning it, so there he goes. That's my husband. He's gonna go clean it for me, and I'm gonna go start getting lunch ready. Oh, cutie. Super cute. Okay, all right, it is warm and glorious inside of the Wonder Bag, and I want to live there forever. But here, oh, please be good. Please be good. Please be done. I'm trying to figure out where I'm putting stuff. The table is a little wet. But yeah, I'm gonna get my ladle and moment o' truth. Well, I mean, it looks good, but I don't know if those potatoes are cooked. That's the part I'm a little nervous about. But here, let's stir. Oh yeah, there's all that tomato paste. Let's stir that up. The pot is still too hot to touch. Not the lid, obviously, but the body of the pot itself. It is steaming. It looks amazing, you guys. Well, I'm sure I was gonna say you have no idea how welcome this is, but I assume you can use your imagination that when this is what you're looking at and you have this, that is a pretty amazing thing. So I'm going to get this dished up. These potatoes, some of them are kind of round, if that makes sense. So that's making me feel like those are cooked, but we will see. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. I would say I wish you could smell, but I'm glad you can't because you just saw the shot of that bathroom. There we go. So these are our plates I've talked about before. I got them at the Asian market. So they're really plates, but they're so deep on the side that we also can use them as bowls. The other thing I got years and years ago at the Asian market, I also really love these spoons for this. It's just the Asian style spoon. They stand up on their base so that you never worry about losing it in your plate, and that's always fantastic. But yeah, is it good? This is my sweet son. Yeah. Is it nice having hot soup? Okay, all right, I'm gonna get some for everyone else. Oh gosh, as Elliot said, this sparks joy.
Can I go to the potty now?
Daddy's leaving. He just cleaned it, so hopefully, yes, we will be able to get to the potty soon. Okay. You guys just want to cuddle the pan?
Yeah. It's the new teddy bear.
Oh gosh. Yeah, this is pretty great. Okay. Right. Everything is so wet, but Adam managed to find some fat wood. So, oh, Sage, watch out with the plastic. So, oh my goodness. What a blessing a roaring fire is, and a nice big pot of food. I also feel grateful. Oh yeah, and thank you for cleaning the bathroom. Are you? Oh!
Hail.
That is hail. Oh my gosh. How funny. Anyway, I feel grateful too that we brought stuff, because these people over here by the bathroom, I don't know how well you can hear me, but two of the girls were walking off to the bathroom, and I was kind of like, excuse me. Like, there was no toilet paper. Do you need toilet paper? And they were like, yes, thank you so much. So they came and just took some off the roll, and we were able to go. I feel extra glad that we kind of cleaned up in there too. Oh my gosh. It's so miserable. You know, that's why we bring stuff, but you know, mostly people just expect things to be ready, right? So anyway, we're gonna keep enjoying this fire, and we actually almost completely finished the soup. So we are eating our fill for sure, but we're feeling amazing. Guess we did get our snow, but it looks like this. After hours and hours of rain, but still it's beautiful. We haven't been sitting here for hours, but it's just been raining for hours. Still gorgeous time. It's still lovely. You know, we live in the Phoenix area, of course, so to us, on a certain level, even rain is still kind of magical. And so yeah, it's a beautiful day. Your breath?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Elliot, look at this. Dad, look at this.
Okay, so we're packing up all the dishes and heading out. We ate almost all of it, so yay! That was actually kind of the perfect amount. We were hungry. It's definitely some heavier snowfall now. Still not cold enough that it's actually forming snow on the ground, but yeah, anyway, we're packing up to head back home. It is snow. Yeah. It's just not really enough to play in, unfortunately. Is it cool? Right, we're back and getting ready to throw some quick dinner together, but I just figured we would quickly film kind of a recap of the day as far as what went right, what went wrong, and kind of things to think about in the future. So
yeah, it's a good day.
It was a really good day, actually, but I don't think it would have been without our preps.
Yeah.
It would not
have sucked real bad.
It would not have been a good day at all without all the things that we, you know, we have for every eventuality, you know. And it just kind of goes to show, like, for me, I think I've talked about it before, but I still mean it. Like, so much of what prepping is for me, and the reason I make my channel too, is to hopefully lead or show by example, especially when I screw up, that prepping is so much about like alleviating suffering or reducing suffering. It's not even necessarily about, you know, some flex of which guy can survive longest in the whatever, zombie apocalypse or whatever. It's like your day-to-day life. But then, of course, obviously, in just these kinds of small trips and small experiences, you can see how that would also translate to like a real, like a survival situation, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because if you're wet and cold, that sucks. But if you're wet and cold for a long period of time, that's dangerous.
right.
So
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So what do you think? Do you want to talk about what went right or what went wrong first?
I don't know. I guess we can do what went wrong first.
Okay, sure. End on a positive. I like it. Okay, so what were the main things that went wrong? And I mean, well, things that I guess were not our fault. It was not snowing. It was relentless rain. We headed up north a little further to get to some snow, but then traffic just came to a complete halt.
And it was at a halt for quite a long time.
Yes.
So rather than getting fully trapped, we made the decision to turn around, which was like a 15-point turn on a small road in the snow.
But there was no oncoming traffic.
No. Which meant that something had gone on the road ahead that was not good. So we bailed on that, and it was a bummer. But knowing the possibility of rain, we did bring rain gear, but it was very wet.
Mm-hmm.
So our picnic was wet. A lot of the issue was that we took a different vehicle than we normally take. Normally we take my truck on all these trips. My truck currently does not have a functioning heater, and going up into the snow, while doable, is not pleasant. So we chose to take Kathy's car. So I did transfer some of my gear over to Kathy's car before I went. My tool bag, that's all self-contained, and a little pack shovel. But I didn't have all of my gear. So something we didn't have was the crate of dry wood that is living in the back of my truck. I have a tonneau cover on the back, so that stays covered and dried all the time. So typically anytime we go someplace, we have that supply of dry wood. So we did not have that.
Mm-hmm.
What else went wonky?
I don't know. I guess that basically covers it.
The bathroom was a disaster, but
that
was cured by preps. So.
Yeah, so I consider that more like something that kind of went right, We had the toilet bucket, the bucket of the things, and I already showed that in the video. You already saw that. So had we not had that, obviously, that would have been horrible. And so, yeah, holy crap, you going off and cleaning it for me. And I wasn't like, now I'm like, tell them I wasn't. No, I wasn't like, go clean. I was just like, hey, it's disgusting. I'm going to take this and go clean it. And then he was basically like, no, I'm going to go clean it. So, I don't know.
Looked like a bomb went off in there. It was gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had latex gloves, like big dishwashing gloves. So, and that's something to think about. Like, obviously, if you're going to be dealing with some kind of gross situation like that, having that equipment is really good from a safety point of view, because like there wasn't running water, so I was able to clean that up. We had Clorox wipes and the gloves, so I was able to clean up that outhouse to make it a clean and, again, safe place to go, because if there's human feces spread around everywhere, that's not a good place to go. And obviously we could go use a tree, but when it's pouring rain, that is problematic.
And you're a girl.
You're a girl. If you're a guy, it doesn't really matter.
So it's a little different, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
and then if you have to, anyway, sorry, I don't know how much we can talk about this before YouTube demonetizes us, but yeah, obviously if you're your need is of a secondary nature, shall we say. Even still, that's not pleasant for a guy either, out in the rain. So yes.
Yeah, so able to get that cleaned up and get it to be a clean, safe place for Kathy and Sage to use. Sage is another difficulty. She's little. She has not.
Right.
She hasn't gone to the bathroom
She's
outdoors.
still, and it's big. She still has to grip the toilet seat to hold herself on, you know. Yeah. So knowing that he was just in there with Clorox wipes cleaning all that up makes you feel a lot better about that. But then also we have hand sanitizer in the bucket, and you guys saw the bucket. So like I have everything covered in that bucket, and it is because in the past we have gone to that exact same trailhead with that exact same bathroom and had it basically look like that. That I put that little bucket together in the first place, and it just sort of lives over here. And then it's just like right before we left, I grabbed it. Although just because of how messy it was, you threw the gloves away. Yeah. And so now basically we just have to replace the gloves. But other than that, everything is still there. And then, yeah, the people were so appreciative that we offered. It happened, I think, 2 or 3 times we offered toilet paper to people because there was no toilet paper there. Thad did ask, why don't you just leave a roll? I don't know if somebody's not just gonna take it, or
there's no way to put it on the roll because the apparatus that holds the toilet paper rolls is locked.
Right.
So we'd have to just set it in there. Very easy for it to fall on the floor, get wet, or somebody who behaves like somebody behaved in there before just to take the whole roll.
Hey, yeah, you just never know. So I it's not that I'm not willing. It's just I guess I technically was not willing, but like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not.
Yeah, it's also not our responsibility to provide for everyone else.
I guess that's true. So
who didn't come prepared.
Anyway, yeah. So that's one of the things that went right.
Anytime you travel, bring toilet paper with you. Like seriously, no matter where you go, bring toilet paper with you.
Yeah.
It could be a gas station bathroom. They could be out of toilet paper. Like,
I always have like a little roll. Well, just as a general practice for myself, I always look, does it have toilet paper before I even sit, you know? But in the off chance that for whatever reason I forget to do that, that's just like my constant, like I walk into a bathroom stall and I check before I even sit. But
it's because we have kids.
If for whatever reason, no, it's me. I've been trapped on a toilet before.
It's training because we have kids. Because they use all the toilet paper.
Oh, I don't know. No, I mean, really, like being in a public restroom, it's happened before. I remember distinctly one of the times that it happened. It was in a Hobby Lobby bathroom, and I just sat, and that was when it started. And then there was nobody. So it wasn't like, hey, could you hand me some? I sat there for like forever. Nobody ever came in. And I basically just had to get up and kind of shuffle to another stall and get some toilet paper. So ever since then, I carry toilet paper in my purse. So that's just, I just do like a little bit. But yeah, you're right. On a trip, having a decent amount is a good thing. So anyway, so yeah, that's one of the things that went right. The soup.
Soup is awesome.
Yeah, soup went amazingly well. I am trying to think if there's ever going to be a road trip ever again that we don't bring a giant pot of something in the Wonder Bag.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
It was incredible having that big thing of hot soup. I already talked about it in the video, but like really, it was so good. And it was just like a morale booster, right? Yeah. Like Thad said, he's like, I don't know if I talked about this already or not, but he was like, I don't know if it tastes better than normal. But I was like, I don't know if it necessarily tastes better than normal, but like, it tasted so amazing out in that rain. So
yeah, it's multifaceted.
Yeah,
it's giving you more than just good taste.
Yeah. So anyway, that was amazing. It was actually when I gave it to the boys in those plates, both of them just like held it for a while, like because it was so warm, you know. They were getting warm from the plates. So yeah, anyway, it was good. I think actually though the fire, even though technically, like you said, you left your wood behind in the truck, that was an excellent example, I think, of where if you have holes in your preps, skills can fill those gaps. And so Adam you know, this is not your first rodeo out in the woods, and so you knew where to go to find dry wood, and then you also happened to luck upon some fat wood, which was like fantastic.
It's been raining in Arizona for days, so it's soaked everywhere. So I found a down tree, and I had my little pack shovel. It's got a little hatchet on there as well. I was able to chop some wood out of the bottom of that fallen stump or a fallen tree, and then some of its branches were just kind of short, and I was able to break some of those off, and they were right at the base of the like right close to the tree trunk. They were just loaded with pitch, so those burned nice and well.
Yeah, so that was really good. So I guess it's just a good thing if you to also develop skills, not just pack stuff, because I don't know. I think that probably covers it. We got super wet. My boots are not waterproof, so I need to wax my boots. I have vegan canvas boots, you know. So I need to wax those.
Yep. And
to get those waterproof before we go out and do something crazy like this again. But your boots worked out very well.
So awesome.
You've got, what is it, the Zero shoes, the snow boots?
Yep. Zero Alpine.
Okay.
I'll do a review on them when I actually got to snow them.
Okay. Yeah, because they were amazing. It's a vegan shoe made by Zero Shoe, and we were very passionate about zero drop shoes, wide toe box, letting your foot be a foot. And so we've talked about that on the channel before too. But
yep, they worked very well. I was splashing around in the water a ton, just standing in the water. Yeah, they stayed totally dry.
Awesome.
And warm.
Awesome.
So, good deal.
Well, I guess that'll probably be it. So thanks for sticking with us. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Also, Happy New Year, and may your 2023 be just the best yet. Bye. Okay. Take 54. Maybe not that many, but there are days when doing this is like, it's like pulling teeth to get any time to do any of this. It's extremely difficult sometimes, and today is one of those times. I probably shouldn't tell you that, but I'm like, it's like I'm trying to make a video about our happy family and our happy trip up to the snow. So everyone shut up!